I know. It's not like, warrior, you don't have enough on your plate already and it's only Monday, but I want to begin talking about our next subject nonstop. I have touched upon it, but now I really want to get everyone on board with this because our government is doing nothing. Nobody seems to know about it. So I am here as the warrior to warn you. If I say to you, Tren de Aragua, would you know what that is? Trendearagua. Would you know what that is? Tren de Aragua. I'm waiting. The most vicious, the most violent, transnational crime gang the world has ever seen. Ever seen. Now, why aren't we hearing more about this? Why isn't mainstream media warning all of us? Why aren't the online platforms talking about all of this? Just recently here in New York, a 19-year-old shot at cops to kill. In the hospital, he came forth and said he is part of the criminal gang out of Venezuela. Apparently, they started in a prison there and were operating full force in the last decade. But I am here to tell you that Tren de Aragua is now operating in all 50 states. Now, why is this important? Well, number one, why is it allowed? That would be my first question. If I know about it and I'm telling you about it, why isn't more being done from our government? This seems to me to be an organized crime, national security threat. Wouldn't you agree with me on that? Second, they are responsible for all of this organized theft going on around the country. Now, you may think, wherever you are, I'm in New York City, it only happens in the big cities, but this gang started, they came to Chicago. They are frequently identified by wearing Chicago Bulls gear. They also have a Nike tattoo. I guess, who knows what that means to them. They also have a skull with a mask tattoo. And they have that's it. That's how they're identified. But again, they are part of these organized theft crime rings that go in and just clear out the shelves that not only here in New York, we've been seeing around the country. So I ask you again, now, what else do they do? Let's see. Sex trafficking. They sex traffic the immigrant women coming to this country. Now, anything I can find says women, but wherever there's sex trafficking, there are also girls, teens, children. I know you would agree with me on this. Why is this allowed? They are trafficking weapons, drugs, and I'm sorry to be the one to bring you warrior bad news, but they are operating in all 50 states. So you may think again, I really want to drive this one home, that I'm sitting in the middle of New York City, or they've originated this group, Tren de Aragua, out of Chicago, but they are coming to your town soon. Not only are they sex trafficking the immigrant girls, women, and I'm going to say girls and women because remember the demand is for children. There is something all of you need to know about that has never happened in this country before because we've always had this illegal immigration going on, not ever like we're seeing right now to the tune of, it's a separate program, but upwards of 500,000 children unaccompanied coming over the borders. But we'll leave that for another program, like I said. But if they are doing that, where is the responsibility of our elected officials? Because I don't hear them talking about this too much. And it is coming to your neighborhood. And next will be our children on their agendas. But what they're doing with these illegal immigrant women, migrants, whatever you want to call them, I actually call them illegal because they are coming here illegally. That is my opinion. They are keeping them in debt bondage. Now, what is debt bondage? This is what law enforcement tells me they have never seen before with all of this immigration. Once these women, girls, people get here, they still owe these criminal organizations, the cartel, monies, and they have to work to pay off the debt. They are forever indebted for coming here to the United States. So on top of the human rights abuses going on anyway, no matter how you separate this, forget illegal for a minute, These people, the way they are being abused, coming here, and then they get here, and then they are thrown into debt bondage and other circumstances, totally would go against anything we've seen, coming out of the UN, even though I'm not a proponent of that. I'm just saying these human rights abuses. Incredible. And I don't hear any, I have to be honest with you, any women's groups speaking up about this. Now, again, I want people to come here legally, but after all, this Tren de Aragua, infiltrating our communities and allowed to do so. Our children and teens are next. All of us, we've been suffering the violent crime, the break-ins. I just heard one of their newest ploys is taking over Airbnbs. So we've had the house squatting, we've all seen across the country, and now they're taking over the Airbnbs and squatting. Why is this allowed? Start talking about it. Start demanding answers. Start trying to do, there's very little research when you look up this group. Again, it is TrendeAragua. I can barely say it because I'm so upset that this is allowed to go on in our United States. This is part of our open borders. This is part of the current administration's disgusting ways we are affecting our societies and downgrading, and we have to fight back appropriately. And appropriately is with facts, is with information, because we share facts, not fears, here in the Warriors. So I want all of you to understand this is coming to your neighborhood. Talk to your children. Keep them safe. School is out. If it's not out now, it's out in the next week or so. More time together, more time with nature, more time with reading, just more time off the devices, and be very aware of this group. I leave you with this thought. If not us, then who? Each and every day, follow lynswarriors.org. Remember, community creates change. Go out and be a warrior.